Dear soul, today I bring you a powerful message, a revelation that speaks directly to your heart. The angels have asked me to pass on something that could transform the way you see a special connection in your life. There is someone who, even in silence, has recognized something that perhaps you too have realized. You are that person's first true love. Yes, the depth of their feeling for you is unparalleled, but there is a tangle of fears and insecurities that prevent them from expressing it fully. This person, dear, is in a state of deep reflection. It's as if a light has gone on inside them, illuminating truths that were previously hidden by the shadows of their own doubts. She looks at the past and realizes that every previous relationship was a distant echo of what she feels now. You are different, unique, and that scares her. As much as she wants to open up and declare her feelings, an emotional barrier holds her back, and she fears the unknown. What will you think? Do you feel the same way? Has the right moment passed? Before continuing the message, write in the comments, "I am worthy of the true love that the universe has in store for me." Now, moving on, imagine this person alone, perhaps at a quiet moment of the day, mentally revisiting every interaction between the two of you. They recall the smiles, the glances, and even the shared silences, where words weren't necessary. These moments are like little treasures she keeps in her heart, relics of a love she never imagined she would be able to feel. The angels show that this person is in a dilemma. On the one hand, she wants to break the silence, open her heart, and share everything she feels. On the other hand, there is an inner voice that discourages her, fueled by fears, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear that it's too late. It's an intense emotional battle, where the desire to love and be loved fights against the wounds of the past and the uncertainties of the future. The connection between you is like a silver thread, delicate but unbreakable. Even when there is distance, even when words go unsaid, that thread remains intact, linking your souls in a way that neither of you can ignore. The angels want you to know that this bond is special, rare, and worth treasuring. They also want you to understand that this person's fear is not about you, but about the limitations they themselves have imposed on your heart over time. Dear soul, think for a moment about the times you too have hesitated to reveal your feelings, to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Think of the times when doubt made you retreat, even when everything in your heart was urging you to move forward. That's what this person is facing now. The angels show me that she needs time to find courage within herself, to overcome the barriers that prevent her from living this love to the full. But the angels also tell me that you play an important role in this process. Your energy, your patience, and your light can help you find your way. It doesn't mean that you should wait indefinitely or sacrifice your own happiness, but rather that by keeping your heart open and your vibration high, you will be helping to create a safe space where this love can flourish. The angels ask you to trust in divine timing. They are working behind the scenes, helping this person overcome their fears and find the courage they need to open up. They are also guiding you, bringing clarity and peace to your heart, so that you know exactly how to act when the time comes. Remember, dear soul, true love is a rare gift, but also a challenge. It invites us to grow, to overcome our insecurities, and to open up to the vulnerability that makes it so powerful. This journey is not just about the other person, but also about you. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow stronger, and to prepare yourself to receive love in its purest and most authentic form. The dilemma she faces is deeper than it seems. Inside, there's an intense clash between the fear of exposing herself and the almost uncontrollable desire to get closer to you. Every day she feels more strongly the need to come out of the shadows and share what she feels. But it's also at that same moment that her fears gain strength, whispering doubts that paralyze her. The angels show her that this fear didn't come out of nowhere. It's the result of past experiences, of wounds that haven't completely healed. Perhaps she has loved before, but not in such a profound way. And this love, which once seemed simple and natural, now carries with it the responsibility of being real, of being true, of not being something that can simply disappear with time. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, "I trust in divine time and open my heart to true love." Let's call on this energy together. Moving on, this person reflects on the words they would like to say to you. They find themselves imagining scenarios in which they can open up completely, but these thoughts are soon interrupted by questions such as, what if it's not enough? What if I lose her forever by admitting my feelings? The angels show her that, even in the midst of this emotional turmoil, there's a small spark of courage growing inside her. And it is this spark, that can eventually ignite a bigger flame, capable of guiding her to you. The angels, in their infinite wisdom, understand the weight that this situation brings to both of you. They know that waiting for someone can be an experience full of uncertainties, but they also know that the connection between you is something extraordinary, something that deserves patience and care. They ask that you continue to keep your light shining, for it is this light that is helping this person to navigate their own shadows. Imagine, dear soul, what it would be like if this person found the courage to open up. Think of the relief they would feel at finally expressing their feelings, at seeing that you are receptive and understanding. Think about how this could bring not only a moment of happiness, but also a profound transformation for both of you. The angels say that this vision is not just a distant possibility. It is something that is being worked out behind the scenes in the universe, a future that is being carefully prepared. Even so, they know that it's important to be prepared for all possibilities. That person's timing doesn't always coincide with yours, and sometimes the path that seems to lead to a meeting can be a detour to something even greater. That's why the angels ask you to trust, but also to stay true to yourself, your value, and your ability to find happiness, whatever happens. The battle this person is facing is not just about you. It's also about them. It's about facing their own ghosts, their insecurities, and the patterns that have made them believe that love is something to be feared. Every step she takes towards the truth is a step that brings her closer to her own essence, her own purpose. And you, dear soul, are an essential part of this process. The angels also want you to know that your patience and understanding do not go unnoticed. Every gesture you make, every word of encouragement you offer, has been like a beacon for this person, proof that there is someone willing to see beyond their barriers. This doesn't mean that the responsibility for their healing lies in your hands, but rather that your love and light are powerful tools that can help them find their way. Right now, the angels are working to align the energies between the two of you. They are whispering words of courage to this person, encouraging them to take the next step. But they are also whispering to you, reminding you that true love begins within yourself. They want you to know that whatever happens, you are on the right path, growing and blossoming in ways you may not even realize. Dear soul, keep trusting the process. Keep being the amazing person you are, because the universe is moving in your favor. What lies ahead may surprise you, but the angels promise that it will be exactly what you need to continue your journey of love and growth. The angels ask you to focus on the silent transformation taking place in this person's heart. Something inside them is changing, almost like the blossoming of a flower after a long, stormy night. This is not an easy or quick process, but it is deep and true. The angels want you to know that the love she feels for you is not just a feeling, it's a transforming force, something that is shaping not only the relationship between you, but also the way she sees herself and relates to the world. The angels show me a scenario where this person, when facing their own fears and limitations, begins to ask themselves, why am I so afraid of something so beautiful? There is a light inside them that is finally beginning to manifest, and this light is fueled by the certainty that what they feel for you is real and worth living. Before continuing the message, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us to continue creating meaningful content for you. Continuing the message, imagine for a moment what it's like to live a life with walls built around your heart. This person, for reasons that may date back to the past, has become accustomed to protecting their emotions, to hiding their deepest feelings for fear of getting hurt. But now, because of you, she is beginning to realize that these walls are not protecting her. They are actually isolating her from what could be the most beautiful experience of her life. The angels show that she has often remembered the moments you shared, even if those moments seem insignificant to the outside world. A smile, a casual conversation, a silent glance. All these small gestures are like fragments of a mosaic that she is assembling within herself. Each piece of this mosaic reminds her of how she feels about you and motivates her to open up, to let go. But dear soul, transformation is not always linear. It is often full of ups and downs, advances and retreats. It's possible that, at times, she'll still hold back, that she'll go back to her old habits of hiding what she feels. This doesn't mean that she doesn't care or that she isn't trying. It just means that the journey to love fully, to be vulnerable, is one of the hardest a person can face. The angels ask you to be patient, but also to set clear boundaries for yourself. Loving someone who is in the process of transformation doesn't mean putting your own needs aside or accepting less than you deserve. It does mean being consciously present, offering support when possible, but also knowing when it's time to withdraw to look after yourself. There's something powerful going on here. The love you inspire in this person is challenging all the limiting beliefs they have about themselves. It's showing them that it's possible to be loved for who they really are, without masks or pretenses. And that, dear soul, is something that many people go their whole lives without experiencing. You are offering her a priceless gift, even if she doesn't realize it. The angels also show me that you have been going through your own transformation. Perhaps this experience has made you question what love really means, what you are willing to give and receive. Perhaps you've faced moments of doubt and frustration, wondering if it's worth the wait. But the angels assure you that, regardless of the outcome, this journey is shaping you in profound and beautiful ways. Dear soul, the angels whisper that true love isn't just about two people. It's also about the impact that love has on each of them as individuals. It's about growing together, but also growing separately, finding ways to support each other without losing yourself in the process. This person misses you more than you realize. They realize that no matter how hard they try to move on, they can't forget the way you make them feel. It's as if you've turned on a light inside them that they didn't know existed. And now, even in the darkest moments, that light continues to shine, guiding them back to what really matters. The angels are working hard to align your paths, but they also want you to know that your well-being is a priority. If this connection is meant to be, it will happen at the right time, in the right way. And if it doesn't, know that the universe has something equally beautiful in store for you, something that will honor the love and patience you have shown. Dear soul, keep trusting in your journey. The transformation that is happening now is just the beginning of something greater, something that, in one way or another, will lead you to a deeper understanding of what it means to love and be loved. The angels are asking you to look at this person's silence in a different way. This silence, which sometimes seems heavy and confusing, actually carries a depth of feeling that they can't yet verbalize. It's a silence that doesn't mean indifference, but rather the reflection of an internal battle, a mixture of fear, longing, and an intense desire to get closer. The angels show that, deep down, this person knows that time is passing, and that prolonged silence can become a greater barrier. They feel a growing urgency to break this pattern, but every imaginary attempt is interrupted by thoughts like, what if I say the wrong thing? What if she's not ready to hear what I have to say? This internal conflict is like a continuous echo, and the angels want you to know that it is proof of the depth of her feelings for you. Before continuing, write in the comments, I deserve to live a deep and sincere love. Now, moving on, imagine this person, sitting quietly, perhaps looking out of the window or walking alone, revisiting moments they shared with you. They remember every detail, the way you smiled on an ordinary day, the words of support you offered when they needed it most, or the simple fact that you were there for them, without demanding anything in return. These memories are like refuges for her, safe places where she can reconnect with what really matters. But the angels also show her that her silence isn't just about you, it's about herself. It's about an attempt to protect herself from the consequences she thinks might come from exposing her heart. She fears past rejections, criticism that has shaped her way of loving, or even the very expectations she has created of love. However, the angels assure her that she is in a process of awakening, where she is beginning to realize that this silence is causing more pain than protection. There is a moment coming, a turning point that the angels are preparing. They are whispering courage to this person's heart, helping them to understand that silence can only be healed with honesty. But they are also whispering to you, dear soul, to keep your faith in yourself, whatever happens. This moment of waiting is not just about her, it's also about you, about how you choose to respond to what is not in your control. The angels ask you to see this person's silence as a pause in the journey, a necessary moment for both of you to grow and prepare for something greater. They know it can be frustrating not to hear the words you want, but they want you to trust that silence is often where the most significant changes happen. Dear soul, the angels want you to remember that love doesn't have to be verbalized all the time to be real. There is a language in silence, a way of loving that is expressed in the way this person thinks about you, in how they care, even from a distance. It's a love that's slowly maturing, and although time may seem like an obstacle, it's also an ally, allowing both parties to prepare for what's to come. Even so, the angels don't want you to be stuck waiting. They tell you that you are free to live fully, to explore the happiness that is within your reach now. This doesn't mean giving up or ignoring connection. It means honoring your own value, your own journey. In doing so, you not only empower yourself, but also inspire that person to do the same. Think about how many times in your own life you've kept quiet for fear of saying the wrong thing. Think about how silence can be a prison, but also an opportunity for reflection. That's what's happening to this person. She is learning that silence is not a solution, but a space where she can gather the courage to take the next step. The angels show that when this person finally finds the words, they will be charged with sincerity and purpose. It will be a moment when silence turns into clarity, and everything that has been implied becomes explicit. But until then, the angels ask that you continue to nurture your own light, because it is this light that is helping to illuminate her path. Dear soul, remember that silence is also a form of love, however imperfect. It shows that there is something going on inside, something that is moving, transforming, and the angels are making sure that this transformation is not in vain. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, and know that you are worthy of a love that doesn't need words to be true. The angels now bring an even clearer vision of what is happening inside this very special person. They show that, despite the silence and fears, something has begun to change. It's as if, at last, the first cracks in the walls they've built around themselves are beginning to appear. This person is realizing that the love they feel for you is greater than any fear that has paralyzed them until now. They know that in order to live this feeling to the full, they need to find the courage to take the first step. But that first step, although necessary, is frightening for her. The angels show her that, for someone who has spent so long protecting herself, admitting the vulnerability of love is like throwing herself into an abyss without knowing what she will find below. She feels a mixture of relief and terror as she imagines what it would be like to finally open up to you, put her feelings into words, and take the risk of being rejected or misunderstood. Before continuing the message, write in the comments, "I trust in the power of true love to break down all barriers." Now, moving on. The angels show me a scene in which this person is mentally rehearsing the words they would like to say to you. They think about starting with something simple, perhaps an apology or a thank you for everything you've meant to them. But deep down, she knows that simple words aren't enough to express the depth of what she feels. So she starts again, trying to find the perfect phrase, the right tone, something that is both true and safe. This process of reflection is long and often frustrating, but it is also the beginning of her transformation. Dear soul, the angels want you to know that although this first step may seem small, it is gigantic for someone who is learning to break down their own emotional barriers. They ask you to be patient, because each person has their own pace of growth and learning. This person is slowly preparing to face the challenges that come with true love, and the angels are by their side, offering courage and strength. Meanwhile, the angels also want you to focus on your own journey. They tell you that the love you feel for this person is beautiful and powerful, but that it should never be greater than the love you feel for yourself. It's easy to get lost in waiting for someone, but the angels ask you to keep living, finding joy and purpose in each day. Remember that you are a complete soul, and that your happiness depends on no one but yourself. The angels show you that, for this person, you are an inspiration. Your brilliance, your strength, and your authenticity are like a beacon guiding them through the darkness of their uncertainties. She knows that in order to be by your side, she needs to be true to herself and face the fears that have kept her trapped for so long. And that's something only she can do. You can't rescue her, but you can continue to be the light that encourages her to break free. There is a special message from the angels for you, dear soul. True love is a catalyst, not a prison. It is not something that diminishes us or paralyzes us. It is something that strengthens us and makes us grow. If this connection is meant to blossom, it will do so at the right time, in a way that honors both you and the other person. But in the meantime, the angels ask you to keep expanding your own light, trusting that the universe always works for the greater good of all. The angels show you that this person will soon begin to manifest small actions that signal their willingness to get closer. It could be an unexpected message, a shy attempt at conversation, or even a gesture that shows how important you are to them. These actions, however small they may seem, will be a reflection of her internal struggle to overcome her fears and connect with you in a deeper and truer way. Dear soul, the angels want you to know that everything you've done so far, your patience, your understanding, and your ability to love without demanding anything in return, has been essential in getting to this point. You have planted seeds of love and hope in this person's heart, and now those seeds are beginning to germinate. It may not be a quick or perfect process, but it is real and meaningful. The angels ask you to keep trusting in the path that is being laid out for you. They are by your side, guiding every step, and they want you to know that, whatever happens, you are destined to experience a love that is pure, true, and aligned with your soul. That love may be with this person or with someone new that the universe will bring to you, but it will come at exactly the right time, when you are ready to receive it. Dear soul, the angels now speak of a crucial moment that is approaching, a point where everything that has been held back in silence and hidden in fear will begin to surface. This moment will not only be a turning point for the person who thinks so much of you, but also for you, who has been walking with patience and hope. The angels show that the truth is about to emerge, like a wave that can no longer be contained. This person is facing their fears more directly now. It's as if the universe is conspiring to push her gently, but firmly towards the truth. The angels show scenes of her talking to herself, perhaps in front of the mirror or in night thoughts, rehearsing words that seem appropriate for finally opening up to you. She feels she can't put it off any longer. The weight of keeping it all inside is unbearable. Before continuing, write in the comments, "I am ready to receive the truth that the universe has for me." Now, moving on. Imagine this person approaching you, perhaps shyly, perhaps with a hesitant smile, but with eyes full of emotion. The angels show that, although she still carries a little fear, there is a growing determination in her heart. She knows that the only way forward is to face the truth, not only about how she feels about you, but also about the parts of herself that she still needs to accept and heal. Dear soul, the angels want you to know that this moment of revelation will be important, but it will also be delicate. They ask you to be open, but also firm in your own light. What this person shares can be a mixture of emotions, relief at finally speaking out, but also vulnerability at exposing your imperfections and regrets. And while this may touch your heart deeply, the angels remind you that you have the strength to deal with any emotion that arises. This revelation may not come perfectly. Maybe her words come out garbled. Maybe there are tears or long pauses as she tries to express what she feels. But the angels guarantee that behind any imperfections, there will be sincerity. They show that this moment will be like opening a door that has been locked for a long time, allowing the light to enter and dispel the shadows that have kept you paralyzed. At the same time, the angels ask you to be attentive to your own needs. This moment is not only about what this person is willing to offer, but also about what you want and deserve. It's an opportunity to assess whether this connection is aligned with the life you're building for yourself. If the answer is yes, the angels encourage you to allow yourself to move forward with faith. But if you feel that something is still missing, they remind you that you have every right to prioritize your own well-being and happiness. The angels also show you that this revelation will be a starting point, not a final destination. Even after this person shares their truth, there will still be work to be done, both individually and together, should you choose to follow this path. It's an invitation to build something new, something more honest and aligned, but which will require mutual effort. They ask you not to see this moment as a magical solution, but as the start of a new stage, full of possibilities and challenges. Dear soul, the angels want you to prepare, but also to remain calm. This moment of revelation is an important piece of the puzzle, but not the only one. True love is not built in a single instant, but in a series of choices, actions, and commitments that accumulate over time. What lies ahead will be significant, but what really matters is how you choose to move forward from it. Whatever truth this person brings to you, the angels ask that you receive it with compassion, but also with discernment. They remind you that your inner peace is sacred, and that you have the power to decide what is best for you. This is a time of great learning, both for her and for you, and the angels promise that, regardless of the outcome, you will come out of this process stronger and more connected to your essence. Dear soul, trust in what lies ahead. The angels are guiding every step and preparing both hearts for what needs to be said and heard. This moment of revelation will be a watershed, and they assure you that you will be able to face it with the grace and strength that already exist within you. The angels whisper that this is not only the closing of a cycle, but also the opening of something new. The emotions that you and this person carry within you now have the opportunity to transform into a clearer, truer path that is more aligned with your purpose. The angels show that, for this person, recognizing and expressing their feelings was like opening a floodgate that had been about to burst for a long time. The relief she feels is profound, but it also brings with it a new responsibility to act coherently, to turn her words into actions, and to commit to what is to come. She knows that to build something solid, she needs more than momentary courage. She needs constancy, maturity, and above all, truth. Before we continue, write in the comments, "I only accept what nourishes my soul and lifts my spirit." Now, moving on. Dear soul, this is also a crucial moment for you. Now that the words have been spoken and the feelings exposed, it's your turn to decide what you want for yourself. The angels show you that there is immense power in your hands, the power of choice. You can choose to welcome this person into your life and walk alongside them in this new stage, or you can choose to follow a separate path, looking for other forms of love and fulfillment. Both options are valid, and neither diminishes who you are or what you have built together so far. The angels ask you to reflect on what you really want. Think about the kind of love you dream of experiencing. Ask yourself if this connection has the potential to become what you deserve. If the answer is yes, the angels encourage you to move forward with courage and faith, knowing that there is no perfection in love, but that there is beauty in the willingness to grow together. However, if you feel that something is still out of alignment, they remind you that you have every right to move forward, with a light heart and the certainty that you deserve the best. While you ponder, the angels work to align your energies with what is most beneficial for your soul. They want you to know that there is no wrong decision here. Any choice you make will be part of your spiritual and emotional growth. Even if choosing to move on without this person seems difficult, the angels assure you that the universe has incredible ways of filling your life with love and purpose. This person is also facing a learning moment. They are beginning to understand that true love isn't just about words or intense feelings. It's about building, caring, and committing. The angels show that she is willing to do the necessary work, but recognize that it will take time and effort. If you decide to go with her, it will be a journey that will require patience and dedication on both sides. Dear soul, the angels whisper that, whatever path you choose, they will be by your side, offering strength, guidance, and unconditional love. They want you to remember that your happiness is not tied to any specific person or situation. It comes from within you, from your ability to live according to your truth and to follow what makes your heart vibrate. The angels also want you to know that, throughout this journey, you have become stronger, wiser, and more connected to your own power. Everything you've faced so far, from the doubts to the moments of waiting, has served to shape who you are today. And who you are, dear soul, is a shining light that deserves to be seen, loved, and valued in all its fullness. As we close this message, the angels ask you to take a deep breath and trust in the flow of life. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for all that this connection has brought to your journey, be it a lesson, a healing, or a new beginning. Know that wherever this path leads, you will always be guided, protected, and surrounded by divine love. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "I trust in the love and wisdom of the universe to guide my path." Share your experiences in the comments. If you like this video, like it and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.